The Listen Project really came after a week of me doing support groups. And for some reason that week, there was a common theme. And the theme was that people who haven't been impacted by cancer aren't really understanding the full impact of how cancer really impacts everything in your life. And I went home and I must have been thinking about it so much. I had a dream that people were using modern art and movement to demonstrate and tell stories about cancer's impact on our lives. Suzanne Costello is the co-artistic director of Stuart Pimsler Dance and Theater, and she was the person who answered the phone the day that I called Stuart Pimsler.
I just happened to be in the office when Allie called, and she started telling me that she'd seen our work some number of years ago and was very interested in having us do a performative project with Gilda's Club. And I was like, yeah, let's do this.
When we hung up, that is really when the collaboration truly started to unfold. Gilda's Club Twin Cities is a cancer support community, and it's really the legacy of Saturday Night Live comedian Gilda Radner. It was formed really so that nobody would face cancer alone. And it's through our different 5 program areas of support, healthy lifestyle, education, information referral, and social activities that people really have access to different programs that meet their own individual needs.
I found out about Gilda's Club after I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in February of 2015.
And I first heard about Gilda's Club from an article in the newspaper.
I learned about Gilda's Club actually through my wife.
I came through the Red Doors, and you come and you stay. That's what the Red Doors do.
I was interested in the Listen Project. I heard about it during an open house event that Gilda's Club was having, and they had a flyer for it.
Now, I have been working in the field of community inclusive work for over 30 years, and our particular focus on arts and healthcare began in 1992, and Gilda's project is right in step with that focus that we have been very committed to.
There were 3 main components of our Listen Project. The first were our listening sessions. We really invited people to come in to share their stories. The second part were our rehearsals, and then the third part was our actual performance. And in the 10 weeks of rehearsals, the Stuart Pimsler Dance and Theater team, especially Suzanne, was able to draw out some common themes and begin to choreograph those themes and really put our stories into movement. It's hard to put into words what that experience, I think, was like for everybody.
All of us have come to it in different ways, in different places. I felt like I could maybe speak a lot about all the different roles and the ways that cancer has touched my life. Having leukemia when I was 4, I'm a nurse and nurse practitioner, and I've worked with cancer patients in pediatrics and adult cancer research, and now I have metastatic breast cancer. And I was interested in the dance piece in particular, and so I brought my daughter with. She is also a dancer, and so for me, it's been very meaningful to spend that extra time with her. It's been nice to see her grow and really work on this piece.
It offered the opportunity to reconnect me as a breast cancer survivor with my body that I had left kind of sitting in the corner in order to survive losing my image as the desirable body of a woman.
I came just to find out what it was all about, and I just got interested. And the next thing I knew, I was standing on the stage in a spotlight giving a monologue. How I got there, I'm not exactly sure.
You know, I wasn't supposed to be here. Or should I say, I never imagined I would be here.
Steve is one of our members. Steve is living with advanced stage colon cancer. Pretty incredible person to be able to put himself on stage and talk so intimately about what it looks like to really look death in its eyes.
I didn't know all the details of his situation, but I took just a chance and wrote a monologue about wanting to leave a legacy. But he, in fact, actually added some even more personal details to that monologue.
So here we are, or should I say, we are here and you are there. But it could easily be the reverse.
In the balcony section, I was looking at what does that look like? You're there and we're here, and it could be the reverse. And I just had people start to move to different places in the chairs as a movement metaphor for I could be there and you could be here.
Suzanne had us all develop a motion that we felt kind of expressed something about us that was separate from cancer. You know, say, I love to fish, or I love to sew, or I love to, I love my kids. And then the monologue is the more sort of personal, here is an example of the challenges and the joy and the sadness that comes with living with cancer. So for now, I write and rewrite my goodbyes. I kiss and hold the ones I love, probably more than they want. I think that there are some elements that are really, really sad and painful to watch and listen to. And then there are other elements which are really beautiful. There's a sort of almost ballroom dancing section.
And that image came from one of the participants talked about embracing cancer as a dance partner.
Like you're dancing in a ballroom dance with a partner, but then suddenly something changes and suddenly you're on your own and you're not being treated with anything. This sort of extended metaphor of living with cancer, and it's really beautiful and it's really kind of upbeat in a sense. I mean, one of the things that I have always loved about modern dance is that it expresses ideas without the sort of clumsiness of words at times.
And I think in our lives, when we hear a personal story, we then never think about that thing the same way again.
There's that misconception that when you have cancer, your life ceases to exist. And here are people who are really challenging that, saying, well, no, I'm a contributing member. Like, here I am.
I think that the real emotional core is that sort of saying, here is this experience that we share and the ways that we have connected, and listen to us and learn from it.
Gilda's truly lives up to its motto of no one should face cancer alone.
Gilda's Club, I feel like, has just been a blessing for us. They offer so many different services, completely free of charge.
There's art therapy, there's various yoga, there's a teen room, there's the children's room, cooking classes.
So many people are welcomed here to give back in whatever ways they seek to give back to the greater community. And I think that's amazing, that's inspiring. The Listen Project, it was such a beautiful start of the conversation. What other stories can people tell? This is beautiful, but this is a beginning. We have to go farther.
It's definitely generated some good dialogue and conversation. We really want to find ways to keep that conversation going and to have this project continue to gain momentum.
I've come to terms with the life that I have, and I love the life that I have, and it is still a whole life. That's something that the Listen Project really helps express, is that it's not just, baldness and keeling over, there's still life, even when you know that there's not necessarily that much of it.
No one should face cancer alone. That's why Gilda's Club is so important. Our wide-ranging program of social and emotional support is provided completely free of charge, and it takes our whole community to make that possible. Donate, volunteer, tell others, and be a part of something special.